I'm telling you, it seems like on all sides something is trying to delay this message. But you know what? It ain't personal. Adversary, devil, whoever. It ain't personal. I have to do what my father told me to do, and I just have to. I can't be disobedient. And I noticed there's these weird comments coming on the video, right? The last video, there was something that said "Vow Monster," like it's weird stuff. So know this: no, we will not stop declaring that God, that the Most High, that Jesus, that the Holy Spirit, we will not stop declaring that He is God. Okay, so period. That it just we will not stop declaring that God is God. So I apologize to the adversary, but the truth is, my Father's grace is sufficient for me, and His works are good enough to stand by His side. I choose Him. Ain't personal. So, with that being said, I see I don't have any viewers yet. Um, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. Something is really trying to stop me from giving this message, but I'm giving it. So please let me know if you guys are there. Hold on, let me check to see if my girls are there. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Actually, I do know what's going on. Adversary don't he knows that I want to talk practical. I want to talk endurance and survival. I don't want to sit here and talk about death and destruction. So he don't like that, you know. Um, but I'm here and I'm gonna do it. Is Please, if you are there, please let me know that you're there, because for some reason, um, it seems as all right. I'm still waiting. I hope that I don't know uh, what's going on with this phone, but like I said, I know the adversary doesn't want me to give this information. So I see my crew is saying that it's not showing that I'm live to where they can't seem to get to me. Uh, wow, wow. So I see them saying they haven't got. Oh, there we go. Somebody's there. Let me say hello. Let me know that you're there. Right now, um, I have a prayer group, and there we go. It just stopped buffering. Wow, wow. It just stopped buffering. Wow. This right here, if anything is true, this right here is proof that when you're on the right road, the adversary wants to try to stop you. This is proof, because I'm sitting here trying I'm like, what? Where is everybody? Why is it not coming through? And finally, here it comes. Now you guys are being able to come back through. So, um, there was no notice I had to come to your page. Praise God. I'm so glad that you did. All right, let's talk about the mark of the beast versus the abomination that causes desolation. Okay? It's very important. Let's talk about it. Why is it important? Because I gave you the 5 steps, right? Fall in love with God, forgive everything, and ask for forgiveness um, in this time, right? The third one was to put on the full armor of God. Go back and watch our full armor of God video and how to actually apply the full armor of God. But make righteousness your number one focus, because it's going to keep you protected during this time. Okay. So that was step 3. Step 4 was realizing that God came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. Live your life. Live righteousness. Righteously. All right. So those were the 4 steps. Now, let's get on to defining the difference between the mark of the beast and the abomination that causes desolation. All right. It's important to get a clear understanding between the two, right? Because many people are saying that the jab is not the mark of the beast. Well, remember, I'm here for the 11th hour worker, okay? So, with that being, it is not. The jab is not, but it is, but it's not. Okay, we'll talk more. I'm going to get deeper into that. What is the abomination that causes desolation? All right. Everybody thinks that that is the Antichrist, just a person. But if you read all the places that he said abomination that causes desolation, there, don't get me wrong, there is the man of lawlessness spoke of in Second Timothy, and he is an abomination that causes desolation, right? But it also says the abomination in Daniel, it says the abomination that causes desolation is set up, is put into place, is uh uh made part of the system. Okay. Now I'm telling you right now that I was given the clear understanding. What is, okay, let's go back to what is abomination. Let me give you the understanding I was given, that the abomination is that vac. They might be called a fun vac, right? But it is that vac, or the Connor's meds. Okay. So um in Daniel, it says the abomination that causes desolation was set up. Acts 15, or no, Acts verse 20. I mean, Acts chapter 20, verse 15, or it might be the other way around. I'm going to have to pull it up. It talks about the 4 abominations of God, okay? And basically saying, you know, what to teach the Gentiles. You teach the Gentiles not to um, ascribe to idols polluted by other gods, right? So that means, you know, don't focus on the don't focus on the cross, don't focus on those types of things, because there's no symbol for God, there's no sign for God. He is the great I am. He is, right? So it is better to focus on not offending God, right? So let's go to Acts. Hold on, let me go to it. Acts, I believe it's chapter, I thought it was chapter 15, verse 20, but I hope, let's check it out real quick. Hold on, stay, I hope you guys are with me. But you know, keep praying for me. There's an attack going on. I won't be broken. I won't be brought down. I'm going to keep doing it, even with my last breath. I'm a Naruto this thing. With my last breath, I will decree and declare that Jesus is Lord, that God had a better plan for all of us, and I agree with his intention, and that he is a complete and utter genius, and I'm on his side and on his team. Okay? So, all right, here we go. 15, verse 20. Let's check to see if that was it. Chapter. And my computer wouldn't work either. I was trying to pull, like I went and bought a new computer so I didn't have to do this on the phone. I got the computer sitting right there. It wouldn't work. I just bought it and it wouldn't work. I'm going to tell you that right now. That tells me that the adversary is in control of this technology stuff, because it wouldn't work. As long as you telling, oh, half truth, or, you know, it seems to let it work. But when you start trying to really give people practical advice, it stopped it from working. All right, here we go. Okay, so that shows me it's Acts 20, verse 15, because it wasn't 15, verse 20. So let's go to 20. Verse 15. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Work with me. I'm having to hold the phone because I literally bought a computer so that I can do this, and the computer won't work. So that tells us a lot, doesn't it? Verse. Oh. Hi, Peggy. Y'all keep me in y'all prayers. I'm going to need them. I'm telling you, I need them. Here we go. So I was right. Please excuse me. It's Acts chapter 15, verse 19. All right. It is my judgment, therefore, that we should not make it difficult for the Gentiles who are turning to God. Instead, we should write to them, telling them to abstain from food polluted by idols. And it also says abstain from, because this is a pit version of the Bible. But if you read King James, it says abstain from idols polluted by other gods. That's really what it says. Okay. Oh, actually, no, we are not. This new video, the fourth point was live life and live it to its fullest, right? And be the change you expect to see in the world. Be good to people, love people. Now I'm giving the difference between the mark of the beast and the abomination that causes desolation, right? But I got to give you some back understanding of what abominations are. You know, when you go to Google and type in what are the abominations of God, they give you uh like envy, gluttony. No, I'm showing you right now the real abominations of God, because this is also mentioned in Revelations as well, right? So let's go there. All right. So it says abstain from this one says food, but I'm gonna tell you the other version says idols polluted by other gods is what the other version of the Bible says. It's just the one I have in my hand right now. You know, they all change up, but know this: there's no Ankh, there's no lion, there's no star, there's no 6-point cube, there's no cross, there is nothing, there's no symbol. You get what I'm saying? There's no symbol that represents God. You get what I'm saying? Then it becomes an idol polluted by another God. You get what I'm saying? So God has been saying, don't there's no gold, no silver, no diamonds, no rubies. Avoid objects that are polluted by other gods. Avoid objects. Okay, we're making a pledge of allegiance to God Himself, not a pledge of allegiance to the cross. You get what I'm saying? God said, pick up your cross and follow Him. That means pick up your burdens and come with me. But He did not say lay down or put faith in the cross itself. He said put faith in what He did for you. Just so happened to have happened on the cross. But the cross is now becoming like the Christmas tree. You get what I'm saying? So these idols get polluted by other gods. So it literally says there, abstain from idols polluted by other gods. Abstain from sexual immorality. He showed me that sex is a creation ritual. It is. It's a creation ritual. Right? So when you do that lawfully, that is a man and a wife that create a manifestation of God called a child. But everything else is sexual immorality. Right? So people say that the marriage bed cannot be defiled. Well, if you are partaking in orgies, let's be honest, if you are partaking in swinging, you're no different than the person that is partaking in lesbianism. You get what I'm saying? The Bible says in the last days, people are lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. So we can't be like those people. We have to love God more than pleasure. So it literally says, don't take part in sexual immorality. And the reason why I gave you that difference, because everyone, whenever you say sexual immorality, they automatically just think of LGBT. Well, fornication is sexual immorality. Anything that is not for the intended of creation. That's what sex is. It's a creation ritual. Okay? So anything that is not in line with God for creation, then it's in line with Satan. And that's just the truth. That's the truth. It's the truth to come in contact with. Strangled. Things strangled. That's the next abomination. That is unforgiveness, pettiness, doing things to hurt, harm other people, to get fair, get even, fight, kill, all of that. That is things strangled. It said avoid things strangled, avoid strangling things. So walk in forgiveness. Okay. So a murderous mind is an abomination of God. God came that we might have life and have it more abundantly. Okay. And the last one is rituals related to blood. Rituals related to blood. He said, abstain. These are the 4 things to tell the Gentiles. Right? I could tell you all day that I'm really one of the lost tribes of Judah. Well, what are the lost tribe of Judah supposed to be doing? Getting the Gentiles ready. So what it is I'm supposed to do to help the Gentiles? Teach them the 4 things that matter to God. 1, don't partake in idols polluted by other gods. Okay? No stars, no pyramids, no gold, none of that. Don't partake in sexual immorality. It ain't just about being LGBT. No swinging. Suzanne always says you can't be a hoe in the tribulation. I had to say it. I'm sorry. Suzanne go crack up that I said it. But you gotta act like you got to recognize. I'm sorry. I just had to say it. It was too funny. But you have to recognize this ain't the time to get soul ties. This ain't the time for your soul to be tied to negative entities. You get what I'm saying? This is the time to seek God for love. This is the time to choose and declare him above all else and everybody else. To do what is, he said he prefers obedience over sacrifice any day. Y'all laughing. I know, but that's between me and Miss Suzanne, Miss Sunshine. But that's the truth. We cannot be driven by desire when it comes to surviving the tribulation. These people out here are dealing with certain types of possession. That negativity and darkness is being enhanced. And you better believe that there are demons that have been assigned to you that are going to come in sheep's clothing. I know I had an actual demon in my house. And I'm telling you, he seemed like the best thing that ever happened to me. But come to find out, he was the devil himself. You get what I'm saying? So we don't want to give a doorway to ungodly people to have substantial like grips on our lives. Like they can't be a priority in our lives right now. You get what I'm saying? So we have to test the spirit of people. We can't give away ourselves during the tribulation because wickedness abound. You get what I'm saying? We have to, when the devil comes, we got to raise up a standard. And that means we can't be driven by desire during this time. So know this, sexual immorality is not just LGBT. It's the LGBT too. Because now is the time for obedience. Sex is a creation ritual. And if we are doing, if we're not creating, then we're not taking it serious about what this time means. All right, walking in forgiveness. Okay, we got to walk in forgiveness. But these blood, now back to the abomination, which is a blood ritual. So look it up for yourself. Look it up for yourself. The word abomination, abomination literally is what God detests. I thought abomination meant abnormal, using things or doing things abnormally. No, it means he detests. He detests abominations. Okay? And when they do these blood rituals, and what is a blood ritual? All right? I have to code this a little bit. Connor's meds. That's exactly what that is. It's a blood ritual, right? We must avoid these things. Okay? So, let's go back to the abomination that causes desolation is set up. When we did the research on this, remember I told you that it was a blasphemy on a molecular level. It when you come into contact with the certain antigen, or the thing that will make your body produce antibodies, and we know that by definition the word antibody means composed of antimatter, we then start creating antimatter to annihilate the sickness or illness. Well, this particular technology does it in every single cell of the body. So this isn't the technology of old, right? This isn't, see you later, Livy. This isn't the technology of old. This one is a genetic reconstructuring, to where when you come in contact with that antigen, every cell in your body starts creating antibodies or annihilation response. So if an antibody is composed of antimatter, then that means that protons become negative and electrons become positive. That is literally the definition of blaspheming, by saying good is bad and bad is good. Okay? So that's very important to know, right? Also in Daniel, it said that it was set up. All right? That we all saw that happen on December 21st is when they started. No. Ooh, I felt the dizziness again. December 14th is when they started making it available to the public. Okay? And wow, I'm getting dizzy again. So with that being said, they also, back then, I'm fighting through, y'all, I'm pushing this. Back then, they also told us that they were creating a vac, an inoculation against fundamentalism. And I'm telling you right now, I've been watching, my friends, and I'm seeing less concern with what makes God happy. I'm seeing their inhibitions lower. And many of you have seen and said the exact same thing. Now, is my friends will still proclaim to love God, but when we're doing day-to-day activities, you kind of see their thank you, Wendy, I need it because I'm fighting through this. You start seeing their inhibitions start lowering. And that's the reason why God said you must stay sober during the tribulation. You got to stay sober, because alcohol, liquor lowers the inhibitions, and you need to be high in your righteousness. You can't go low in your right. You can't let it dwindle out of you. Okay, so now let's go on to the MoB. All right, the mark of the beast. Right, the mark of the beast is literally where it's going to be undeniable that you have, for once you take it, it's going to be undeniable that you have forsaken God. You get what I'm saying? So once you take the mark, like, so it's not, right now, it ain't undeniable. That's how I know that the Connor's meds, y'all know who Connor's meds are. I know that it can't be the MoB, because of the fact that there's so many people that don't know that they are choosing against God. You get what I'm saying? right? So that does not stop the fact that you should, no, flat, I'm gonna say it. You should not take it. Okay, you should not be taking it. Don't do it, right? Because we don't change. Like, it's disrespectful to God to mess and tamper with someone's genes. It's disrespectful. You know, I, I, I told you guys the life I came from before God touched me. I had a baby when I was 13 years old. So I didn't save myself for the man that God was calling me to be with. And then when I got married, I have to admit, later on, not at the beginning of getting married, I want to say 5 years in, I was like, man, I wish there was something of me that I could give to him that no one else has. And at that point, I saw the importance of waiting till marriage, keeping oneself until marriage, because when a person is good to you, when the relationship is good, there's a part of you that wants to give that person something you've never given anyone before, or no one else, you've never given anyone else, right? Same thing with God. I didn't keep myself when it related to marriage, but at least thing I could do is keep myself as it relates to um as it relates to him. You get what I'm saying? To How can I be a bridegroom if I've already sold myself short? It don't I mean bridegroom, a bride to a bridegroom, if I've already sold myself short. You get what I'm saying? So that's the difference between the mark of the beast and the abomination that causes desolation. The mark of the beast is going to be clear that you are deciding or not, or choosing against God. The abomination that causes desolation, don't get me wrong, it is like, that's why I said it's not the mark of the beast, but it is. It's laying the groundwork, right? Because you changing your DNA, your genetics, but it's not the. There's still hope in that area. It's not the hopeless situation for you. You get what I'm saying? Because the question then is, how dark are you on the inside? Because once you get it inside of you, that's going to be amplified. You get what I'm saying? I hope I'm saying that right. Okay. Um, Praise God, Wendy. I hope I'm saying that right. Let me keep rambling this so that way you guys can really understand what I'm saying. Picture the real plan. Once they put this in 800 million people, now they have 800 million people with amplified negativity who have lowered inhibitions, right? That when the time comes for the red horse to ride, now these people are going to be more likely to start killing each other. You get what I'm saying? So they really will become the abomination that causes, they will start desolating through this blood ritual abomination. I hope that's making sense. So remember our code words, right? Is that the white rabbit, the white rabbit and the five gangsters, right? We know what the five gangsters are. That's why I got the scarf on, right? That frequency is working together using the MoB, right? Using the abomination that causes desolation, the MoB, or both, to create a robbery, right? So I said that wrong. Please excuse me. I forgot how we said that back in the day. But no, they're using Connor's meds to create a robbery, right? So they're trying to steal you from God with it by lowering your inhibitions and making you less of a fundamentalist, okay, when it comes to God, like less of a fan when it comes to God. You get what I'm saying? So that's why we don't take it. But God also said his grace is sufficient. So many people are dying from it, probably because their hearts wouldn't let them be taken over by the negativity. I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm just telling you what came to my soul is that a lot of these people are that are passing from it. Um, are possibly passing because it's not, their soul loves God so much that it won't let them be taken over. You get what I'm saying? Um, all right. So the mark of the beast is going to be obvious, but know this: the abomination is meant to put more negativity and to disconnect you from God. All right. Now, here's what I really want to say about it. The reason why I have brought up this title, because there's the debate going on. There's a debate. Is it the mark of the beast? Is it the abomination that causes desolation? What is it? Who cares? Who cares? Let me tell you why. Who cares? Because you know where you're going to find me? About my Father's business. I'm not going to disrespect him. I'm going to keep myself. For the first time in my life, I'm going to let my sales stay a virgin to God. Right? So is the Connor's Med the market? In my head it is, even if it ain't. Because anything that's going to disfigure or change me to be more negative, that ain't of God. You feel what I'm saying? So I guess that's what I'm trying to say is, let the answer be across the board no. Because it's about God. It's about him for once. That's our maturity, is to say, if there's nothing else I can't do for you, I could do for you, I'm going to choose to keep myself for you. I'm going to, for the first time in my life, for one time in my life, I'm going to choose you over this world. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to choose you over the world. Okay? So that's what I guess, I hope that came across, because when I was writing it, I really felt this need to tell you guys, don't get caught, don't get caught up in debates that don't produce fruit, that don't produce fruit. Okay? So if someone asks you, if are you taking the Connor's meds? You got your meds yet? Got your shots yet? First off, it's a HIPAA violation. They should not be asking you that question. Treat them as such. Okay? I'm sorry, I don't want to discuss my medical history right now. I don't want to discuss that decision. That's against HIPAA. And I think that maybe it's dividing everyone. So I'm not going to disclose if I have or not. That kind of thing. Okay? Or another way to deal with it would be saying, honestly, it's my worship. You got to be flat out and say, no, I haven't. If that's what you feel moved to say, because the truth is, for me, it's a HIPAA violation. Don't ask me that question. I don't talk money. I don't talk salary, politics, or religion with people. No, not in this context. Only not there. You get what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I feel the dizziness. It's just blowing my mind, guys. With that being said, be bold. And if it's a situation where you have to answer that question, tell them, no, I'm not getting it, and it is not for any no conspiracy theory. It's my worship. That's it. I just decided that out of worship to God and trust in him, that I'm not taking it. And if they try to go on and talk further, no, we won't debate my worship. I don't debate your worship. So we won't debate my worship. You do what's best for you, and I'm going to do what's best for me. And know this, I love you. You get what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying? How it ain't nobody else's business on what you decide to do as it relates to Connor's meds. And the truth is, I'm treating Connor's meds as if it is the MoB. Now, this, I know, There is a difference. It isn't, but it is. You get what I'm saying? A negative friend is the mob right now. Anybody that would make you renounce God is the mob right now. You give, or you is the mark of the beast right now. You get what I'm saying? So be wise in that understanding. Be wise in that understanding. I hope that's making sense to you guys. So it don't matter. But as for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. And I trust God to heal me from all illnesses. I trust God's will for my life. Sometimes, you get what I'm saying when it comes to it. Sometimes they're like, we're grown. Nothing else needs to be said. Oh, I should get it because of it makes everybody safe. That's the kind of things they try to tell you. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. I have my mask, and I'd rather prefer to stay away from everyone if that's the case. Or like Suzanne said, there was 12 questions you got to ask yourself. And it was something like, if I take the jab, can I stop wearing the mask? The answer was no. If I take the jab, can I hug my granddad? The answer was no. Can I stop social distancing? The answer was no. I mean, is it going to protect me from the virus? The answer was maybe. So with all that being said, no, I'm going to put my hand, I'm going to submit myself unto God and trust that God will protect me. And that's okay. That's my worship. You see how I pause? Like, because people going to have stuff to say. No, I understand. Oh, well, that's good for you. You do what's best for you. But my worship calls for me to do what's best for me. Okay? So that's the way you have to treat that. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard about the blood-brain barrier, right? So, anything, because we were wrong taking them vaccines in the first place. I didn't know. They told me in order to go to school, told my parents in order for us to go to school, I had to take it, right? Same thing with my children, right? In order for us to do that, they just said we had to do it, right? I didn't know it was bad. Now that I know that it's wrong, now that I know that it's wrong, my answer is no about all injections. Ain't nobody injecting me or my family with nothing. Let me tell you why. Because of the blood-brain barrier. Okay? Jesus said, Mark 15, verse 17 through 20. I'm going to it, guys. This is the only way I'm taking their, I'll do it then. But the only way I'm taking their Connor's meds, because I'm gonna give them my compromise. Y'all ready for when the government creates this, then I'll take it. But until then, I ain't taking nothing injected in me. Period. No, you ain't putting nothing in me. Because I'm holding myself as a virgin, my cells, my body as a virgin for God. Okay? So who I am is going to be who I was when he dropped me off. When he dropped me off in this world, when he come back to get me, I'm the same person. All right? So here we go. Matthew 15, verse 17. And then I got to go. Verse 17. Ooh, I'm getting old, y'all, these eyes. Okay, so here we go. Right. Praise God, Wendy. I'm trusting God, period. And don't debate. Like, people want to debate all kinds of stuff. Conspiracy theories. They want to debate politics. But when it comes to my God, there is no debate. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm impenetrable when it comes to what I'm doing for my God. That ain't none of your business. You do what you do for your God, I'm going to do what I do for my God. You get what I'm saying? When it comes to these people that are trying to coax you into doing something that you don't feel comfortable doing, which is that, okay? So here we go. Verse 16. So chapter 15, verse 16. Are you still so dull? Jesus asked them. Don't you see that whatever enters the mouth goes into the stomach and then out of the body? So when they make this Connor's med coming through the stomach, I'll gladly take it. But God literally said, if it ain't coming through the stomach, don't be putting it in your body. Let's keep going. Verse 18. But the things that come out of the mouth come from the heart. That's why you got to guard your heart at all costs, okay? But the things that come out of the mouth come from the heart, and these make a man unclean. For out of the heart comes evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false testimony, slander. These are what make a man unclean. But eating with unwashed hands does not make him unclean. Okay? So, when they give whatever they giving in a pill form, I take it. Because God literally gave us acids in our stomach and said whatever goes into the body through the mouth cannot defile you. It can't, if it goes in the body through the mouth, it can't defile a person. But when they inject it into you, that's something different. That's something different. I always say this. Why aren't they doing the old technology? Why are they doing this only with this new technology that changes you genetically throughout? So, with that being said, now is the time to be vigilant. Be vigilant. Make God your number one priority. Put on the helmet, make him your helmet, the number one priority. So that when you're faced with circumstances, situations where, it's like you got to take this in order to be liked by people. People ain't my priority. God is. Or you got to fall in line and conform to ideals that you wouldn't normally conform with because you're trying to make people happy. No. People are not the priority. God is the priority, and his will is the priority. You get what I'm saying? So we don't want nobody or nothing to try to disconnect us, which the Bible says, who can separate us from the love of Jesus, right? So we're not letting anyone separate us. Even if there's a thought that maybe it could separate us, my answer is no. With that face. Y'all see how afterwards they said it and now they still talking and well, you do what's best for you, okay? But as for me and my house, I will serve the Lord. You see what I'm saying? To where don't be penetrated by other people's thoughts and opinions on such a serious situation. Especially if you call yourself a lover of Christ. If you call yourself that you choose God as your God, then it doesn't matter what other people chose to be God. Because it ain't about them. It's about doing what's right by your Father. That's maturity. You get what I'm saying? Like immature saints are asking, is literally asking God for stuff all the time. They're asking for help. They're asking, they're just asking for stuff all the time. Okay. But mature saints are saying, what can I do to please you, God? What can I do for you, Father? That's what mature saints are saying. And here we go. What if I don't have, what if he's not saying, what if he said, you don't have to do that. You could take it if you could take if you want to. You know, let's say God said that. Let's imagine for a minute that God was like, oh, you don't got to do that. Go ahead, take it. No, I choose not to take it for you. I choose not to do that for you, to honor you. It's like if somebody tried to bring you flowers. God ain't gonna do this, right? It's like, let's say, somebody tried to bring you flowers and you were like, no, 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 don't give me any flowers. No, I don't like flowers. That hurts. You get what I'm saying? So God literally saying, you know, wait, I'm saying that wrong. Hold on, let me explain that better. Because the devil trying to get me. That ain't what I meant. That ain't how I meant it anyways. It's like when you with your love, right? And you be like, baby, what do you want for dinner? And then he says, anything. I'll eat anything you'll cook me. But no, baby, I want to give you what you want. What can I give you that you will really enjoy right now? You get what I'm saying? You know, sometimes when your loved one, love is faithful, love is kind, it keeps no record of wrongdoing, that kind of thing, to where love don't make demands, don't boast. So remember, God is love. But a mature person, when it comes to recognizing the pure beauty of that love, would say, let me reciprocate and say, whatever I can do for you, I want to do. I want to do something special for you. That's what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm saying? The adversary tried to flip that around on me. Sometimes when it comes to your love, you have to choose to do what's something special for your love. It ain't all about you. Sometimes it's about him. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. This time around, it's about him. And I choose to keep myself for him. Will the world like that? Who cares? Because it's about him. Who cares? Because it's about my love for him. That's why step one was fall in love. Because then you can't be deceived when you're in love. Right? You can't be deceived. All right. So I need everyone to continue to pray. We've seen this in the past where I would try to go live and try to teach and the computer will stop working. And you'll see me fighting. Like, no, I'm going to give this message. You'll see me fighting. And I have to admit, today was the first time I felt dizzy like this since January 6th. When I had that dream on January 6th, I had a dream. Let me tell y'all about this dream real quick, and then I'm gonna get off of here because I got to go help my daughter. What was step 5? Step 5 was recognizing the difference, or recognizing not the difference between the mark of the beast and abomination that causes desolation. Is by being strong enough to say, regardless on which is which, I choose to keep myself for God. I choose to do what's right. I choose realizing that anything that is not of God is against God. All of it's the beast then. You get what I'm saying? So that's number 5, is being mature enough to care about what God might want, need, like, or love. Putting yourself second and saying, you know what? No, this right here, I'm doing this for God. You know, this right here, I'm doing this for him. It's not about me. So that's what number 5 was. I'm so sorry. I did not finish that from the last video. And this whole video was number 5. Okay. Oh, what was I about to say? I was about to say something that's super important. Somebody remind me what I was about to say, because I was about to say this just before I got offline. I hope these videos are okay, guys. I don't know what I do know. I know that the adversary is big. That's what I was going to say. Here we go. I had a dream on January 6th. And Susanna tell you, Faithful will tell you, when they stormed the Capitol, I was so dizzy I couldn't breathe. I was bad. I felt this swirling. Like it was like I can't even do any. It was bad. And I haven't felt that way again until now. I felt that way now as I was trying to go live. But let me tell you about this dream I had back then. In the dream, it was a person that was in complete desperation. And it was a split screen, right? It was a split screen where there was a sorcerer on the other screen. So this person in desperation, I'm smoking a cigarette like, Jesus is Lord, they're trying to get us. Like it was like this person was with their last breath gonna, even if they were even if they were a hideous person, but they were doing everything in their power to tell the world that God was love and Jesus was forgiveness and that we choose God no matter what. That's how this person in the dream was in desperation, you know, to the point where it was like, it was a desperate plea to say, I'm getting beat up, but I still choose God. I'm being knocked down, but I still choose God. You were after my life, I still choose God. So that's the image of that first person, all right? But it was a split screen. So you saw this person like desperately, like almost like drowning, trying to tell about their love for God. On the other side of the screen was a person in a hooded cloak where the cloak came down like to here, and it was hooded where you couldn't really see their face, right? And they were doing magic symbols with their hands. They looked like a sorcerer. So this was a split screen. This one person was going into complete despair and desperation and was just deciding with their, even if they ended up in hell and it didn't, everything was a lie, they still was gonna scream that they love God. You get what I'm saying? This was the way that person was acting and reacting while this spirit was, or not spirit, this sorcerer was conducting them. Okay? I want to tell you guys that happened back January 6th, before all the bad stuff happened in my world. That feeling is how I feel now. Of no matter what happens, I'm going to declare God as God. I am going to cleave to love and forgiveness. I am going to ascribe to the gospel of peace. I'm going to be good to my fellow man. No matter what, no matter how bad it get, no matter how bad it get, no matter what, even though there seems to be a spell being put over the earth. That's what it feels like right now. And the way for you, I wanted to give this video as the way of both videos. I'm going to put a part 1 and part 2 on the videos titles. But this is a way for you to be steady during a time of uncertainty like none other. Because once your choice and love for God is so deeply rooted, come what may, I still choose God. With that face. People could say what they want to say. I still choose God. I still will follow his basic instruction before leaving earth. I still will follow. At all costs. Okay? So, I need you guys to know that the devil is real, God is real, that God is real above all else, but the devil is real, and there is an attempt on your life in the tribulation. But how do you overcome? First step, first things first, fall in love with God. The first things first. Seek after him. Make him your priority. All right? All right. So, all right, guys, I did my best, but I'm not stopping here. You know, I want to honor Eve's dream, too. Eve had a dream about these women. They were black ladies waiting on God and trying to do everything in their power to be with God. I'm one of them. I want to honor that. And, and I'm not going to let nothing stop me. Flat out. I'm not going to, no. He said, prepare his people. Well, we know to prepare you for what's coming, but I want to prepare you how to endure it. I want to tell you practical ways to endure. So I hope I did good. And I'll be back to fight another day very soon. Do I have time? I don't know. I don't know about do I have time. Oh, 3 to 4. Oh, I'm going to do that. Okay, no, I don't have time to do that one right now. I mean, 3 is 1. I will come back. I told you I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Or I'll call you personally, Rose, to explain what God meant when he said 3 is 1. 1 is 3. That they're synonymous. They're the same in his realm and within him. Okay? So to deny the 3 is to deny the 1. Okay? So, but I'll come back to that. But what I'm saying is it won't be more like how it took so long for me to come live again because the adversary has been doing everything in his power to knock me down and keep me down. I say, you know what? Well, let that dream come true where I let the world know with my last breath, I will declare and decree that Jesus is Lord, that the gospel of peace is the way. There is no other way. How do you beat hate? With love. You cannot beat hate with hate. You cannot beat contention with contention. You beat contention with understanding. You get what I'm saying? So I'll be back. Your girl will be back. We don't give up that easily. I love you. God be with us all. I'm praying for you. Please pray for me. In Jesus' name. See you guys later. Bye.